Agrolab is a software of lab analysis and recommendation for fertilization. Let us start, for instance, with one of the crops from the cereal. Let us test the maize. Based on the expected yield, we shall calculate the need of nutrient NPK, crop nutrient requirement. For instance, if we have a yield of 8.15 ton per hectare, this will be what we shall need for the yield, for the plant, exported by the plant, and the total uptake of the plant. We have also the value for 1 ton. We accept it, for instance. And now we move to the soil analysis and recommendation based on the analysis. Here, for instance, we shall decide about the soil type. Here, okay, sandy loam. If we had some residue from previous crop, what is the level of the pH? Let us start, for instance, a soil which is a neutral soil. Okay. What will be the method of analysis for the phosphorus? Let us use, for instance, the Olsen method here. Okay. And we have here, for instance, the level of maintenance that we can change it. And what we have here now, on the right, we have a table proposing different level of yields and different level of lab results, lab analysis following the Olsen in ppm. And based on it, we have a recommendation of how much P2O5 kilogram per hectare we have to apply, depending on yield and depending on the lab. Let us continue, for instance, with the potassium. Will depend on the cation exchange capacity. Suppose that we have the level of 17.5. Okay, a new slide, a new table is appearing with the potassium. Once again, we have different yields level and different level of ammonium acetate ppm analysis. And based on it, we shall have different recommendation of how much K2O kilogram per hectare we have to apply. And the last, for the nitrogen, we shall take in account. Here also, by the way, we can put the level of the maintenance for the potassium. So in this case, it will change depending on the cation exchange capacity. It will change the recommendation. Regarding the nitrogen, we shall take in account the level of organic matter. And here, and the level of minimum for the maintenance. Here, once again, we have for different yields and different level of ppm of nitrogen, nitrate in the soil, recommendation of how much nitrogen kilogram per hectare we have to apply. This software is showing with the metrics method a very wide range of recommendation depending on yields, depending on lab results and analysis for both nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and always we have the possibility to change one of the parameters and to see the impact on the recommendation. If the application, for instance, is on bending, it will have an impact on the recommendation also, or total broadcast. So this is a screen, very unique one. We have also possibility to have soil analysis, a detailed one. For instance, here, if I take, for instance, an example of one of the farmer, we have in one shoot the map of the fields, different samples that we got, And I can see for each one of the samples what was the level for the clay, silt, pH, organic matter, the level of phosphorus, cation exchange capacity, the level of cations. And I can change by this way also the sample that I'm looking for, and also immediately the diagnostic of what I have and how it's localized on the map. Can change. Okay, can change, for instance, the example, for instance, Ferkido, another field where we have only one single sample, and here the level of each one of the nutrient that we have analyzed. We have other methods of analysis, including plant analysis. And here, for instance, I'm showing the different method of lab analysis. For instance, for the pH, what is the procedure? Step by step, drying, crushing, sieving, weighting, sampling, mixing, calibration, and so on. How we are doing the analysis. Return. The same, another screen for the how we measure the salinity, conductivity, different tables. We have also text that will help us, and also the possibility to store the data in a spreadsheet. Or the same one for the phosphorus, depending on method of analysis, what will be the different operation, crushing and so on, sieving. And depending on the method of analysis, also we shall have a range of low, medium, high level, depending on method of analysis that we shall use. Method of colorimetry, and so on. Another screen for the potassium. What is the procedure that we shall use for the potassium? And for ammonium acetate, for Mechlich, and so on. And different correlation between different methods of extraction. For the soil solution also, I can fill here the data of the different nutrients that I have analyzed. And for instance, the deficiency symptom. How we can recognize the different symptoms of deficiency, for instance, here of the maize, how is looking deficiency of phosphorus, of nitrogen, of potassium, and for micronutrient as well, how is looking iron and zinc, for instance, or copper, zinc deficiency. And we have also minimum, maximum level in the leaf analysis. And for all the other crops, we have also the same database of pictures. For instance, for tomato, how is looking deficiency of nitrogen, of calcium, of phosphorus, of magnesium, how the iron is looking, and so on. So we have a very wide range of tools to detect and recognize the deficiency symptom in a long list of crops. Software has been programmed by Elrargad from Elgad Agrosystem. And if you want to contact me, elgadagro@gmail.com. Thank you.